Headquarters of common sense.
Talk Radio.
Let's talk to Conservative peer Baroness Jenkin, who joins us now. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Julia.
I fear you and I are going to clash on this. Now, you're one of the patrons of Women in Westminster, the 100. It's a list compiled by the House magazine, the Parliamentary magazine. I was one of the 100 apparently inspirational women on that 100 list for the second year running. I have to say, though, I mean, I think, I'm a female journalist. A lot of these are female MPs. I'm not entirely sure why we can talk about these people being inspirational. Well, they've just been born a woman and happen to have a job.
Well, first of all, when you were starting out in the Westminster world, Julia, you probably couldn't have even managed to have 100 women that you could have thought of. And so I think it is an opportunity to celebrate, to showcase not just MPs, because there's a very wide variety of people from different backgrounds there. There are civil servants. There are lots of journalists, including you, all of whom are inspirational in that they have achieved still in a man's world. And I think young people, obviously, if you want to be curmudgeonly about it.
I mean, I'm sorry, we've had 2 female prime ministers. When do we stop wringing out the handkerchiefs?
Well, when we have more women that are, those 2 were an aberration, if you like. I mean, in my own party, we're still only 25% women MPs.
When have you stood for office? You're a peer. When have you stood for office then?
I stood in 1987, thank you, and I had a good go at it. It wasn't for me, and so
it wasn't for you. Maybe a lot of women are far too sensible to want to be an MP.
Julia, look, this is not for everybody. It's a tough gig, you know that. But people still say to me today, why does it matter? You're saying that to me now. And I think it matters because women's life experiences are different to men. They're not superior, they're not inferior, but they are different. And you will know that at the moment, women do feel under pressure in this country in particular. Well, not only in this country, I didn't mean to say that because you'll pull me up on it. Across the world, there are, of course, it's a day for me. I reflect how lucky I am to live in this country, not to experience FGM, early in child marriage, no education, let alone what they're going through.
Women feel under pressure. I don't feel under pressure from female genital mutilation or forced marriage. That's not something that affects the average British woman or the average Western woman at all. These are particular cultural issues that affect...
I didn't say that. I said it's an opportunity to reflect how lucky we are in this country that we don't have any of that. But we do have very poor rape convictions. We still have an enormous amount of violence against women and girls. And in my experience, women are more afraid and angry and upset, not just about what's happening with violence, 2 murders a week for women, but also the loss of, and you will be aware of this, our sex-based rights. And women are feeling...
Over the trans issue. But you say that, look, I am concerned about some of this, but again, it's this idea that, more men are being murdered, yes, by men, and women are being murdered by men. I completely accept that. I'm not making light of it, but we talk constantly about women being victims as if men are not also victims. There are some nasty people about, and they are a danger, frankly, to anyone they come across. We need to get things in perspective, though. We talk about women being frightened. If the media constantly, and women in the positions of power constantly tell women how awful life is, if women are constantly being told, and young girls constantly being told that being a woman is a terrible thing and you're a victim, and if you walk outside your home, you're going to be sexually harassed. If you get into a job, you're not going to be paid the same. A complete lie, by the way. No wonder so many women feel that they're victims. I mean, we talk about being inspirational. To me, being inspirational is more about, frankly, being a strong role model and not giving into all that nonsense.
That's exactly what this 100 Women is about role models, and it's about showcasing our very best. As I say, a few years ago, you wouldn't have found 100 women in Westminster at all. So it is about celebrating, and it is about showcasing people like you, who young women will look at and say, okay, there is a strong woman, there is a role model I want to emulate, and I'm going to set I didn't know that, that lots of women will be saying, I didn't realise this is how you can, work your career, this is what you should do in order to be on that list. And it was also an opportunity to get together, cross-party, senior women in Westminster. I met a few permanent secretaries I'd never met, and an opportunity to, yes, network, but also hashtag more in common, find things that we could work together on. And I think that is something that women are better at, is the sort of collaborative approach.
No, you see, I think that's nonsense. Have you ever tried organising a Friday night out? Do you know what men do? They go, meet you in the pub at 8, and they go, yes. You try that with women, you're on the 50,000th WhatsApp. This nonsense that women are somehow different from men in terms of how they think and how they behave. There wouldn't be war if we didn't have women, if we didn't have men in charge. It's a nonsense, and it's demeaning to women.
Look, what we need to have, Julia, is both. I mean, we need to work well with men, and we need to work together.
But women already do that. We're married to them. We're the children of them. We've got children that are men.
Yeah, but we have additional pressures that men don't have, even now.
What?
Well, most women are doing the caring.
That's their choice. Don't do it then. Stop doing his ironing. Tell him to pick the kids up from school.
It isn't that. It's I'm a whip in the House of Lords. Two of my, actually, I better not say this really, it's a bit too personal. But anyway, there are caring responsibilities that we have, looking after our parents, looking after it's just the way it is, Julia, and it takes up a lot of time.
Just the way it is. No, it's because women accept it and then they play victim and say how awful their lives are instead of taking control and being a bit more, strong on these issues. I'm so fed up of women pretending we're victims. It really.
Well, that's your narrative, Julia. But there are a lot of women who are experiencing coercive controls in their homes.
Yes.
Domestic abuse.
They're not the majority. Baroness Jenkin, we have to leave it there. Time is against us.
Good talk.
Hot talk. Bold talk. Talk radio.
Listen on your smart speaker.
Watch it live on your smart TV.
The world headquarters of common sense.
Talk Radio.